Welcome back to another episode of Balling on a Budget. Um, a lot of people think that they need thousands of dollars worth of equipment before they can start making money, whether it's like landscaping, pressure washing, construction, detailing, or just doing handyman work. People convince themselves they have to buy the biggest and the best tools right away, and that's one of the fastest ways to go broke. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people buying professional grade tools before they made their first even dollar. They'll spend 2,000, 3,000 because they think it'll make them look more professional. Here's the truth: customers really care about the quality of the work, not about how shiny your tools are. So, like, Facebook Marketplace is honestly one of the best places to find some work equipment. People just buy tools off of one project, use them once, and then they sit there in the garage just collecting dust. Contractors also upgrade their equipment all the time, and they sell their tools that they still have from years of life left in them. I've seen pressure washers, lawnmowers, ladders, generators, and power tools selling for half of what they cost, brand new, sometimes even less. Now, obviously, don't just buy something that's completely beat up. Even if an engine sounds terrible or a tool is missing parts, walk away. But if it works and the price is right, you can save hundreds of dollars buying used tools. Another place people overlook is pawn shops. Pawn shops usually have shelves of full of drills, impacts, saws, grinders, you name it. Sometimes they're practically just brand new. Sometimes they're typically brand new because someone needed quick cash. Before you spend full retail price, it's worth to always, stop, buy, and see what they've got. And let's talk about Harbor Freight. I know some people that love to make fun of Harbor Freight, but honestly, if you're just getting started, nothing's more wrong with buying a cheaper tool. Here's a rule I've always liked: buy the cheaper version. If you use it enough to wear it out, then you've proven it's worth upgrading to the expensive version. Why spend $300 on a tool you might only use twice a year? Instead, spend $40 or $50 and make some money with it and let the tool pay for its own upgrade. That's really what this whole series is about, is letting your money work for you instead of spending everything up front. Another thing people don't think about is buying too much too soon. You don't need every tool on day one, but what you need for the job is what you're doing right now. Let each job pay for the next tool. For example, if you're pressure washing, maybe your first job pays for a better hose. The next few for a surface cleaner. Then eventually you upgrade to a pressure washer. Your business should be funding itself over time instead of you going into debt looking trying to look successful. Here's another easy way to save money that most people ignore: is just take care of your tools. Clean them after you're done. Keep the batteries charged. Store everything where it belongs. Wipe the dirt off of your equipment before putting it away. It's always a good thing to do. It's amazing how much longer tools last when you actually maintain them. And while we're talking about organization, buying a toolbox, buying bins, or even some cheap storage containers. What's expensive is buying the same tape measure 3 times because you keep losing it. A little organization goes a long way. So now here's something like people also forget about, is you don't always have to own every tool. If you're only going to use a piece of equipment once, just rent it. Home improvement stores rent everything from floor sanders to trenchers to concrete saws. Spending $50 to rent something for the day makes way more sense than spending $800 on something that will sit in your garage for the next 5 years. If you got friends or family in the trades, don't be afraid to even borrow tools from them, because that makes sense. Just make sure you bring them back cleaner than you even borrowed them. Finally, where it's worth spending extra money, there are some things I wouldn't cheap out on, like safety glasses, good work boots, hearing protection, a sturdy ladder, Those things protect you, and that keeps you actually working. But a lot of other stuff, you can absolutely start with budget options and just upgrade later. At the end of the day, balling on a budget isn't about buying the cheapest thing every time. It's about making smart decisions and avoiding unnecessary debt, building your collection over time instead of just trying to buy everything at once. Because the goal isn't to own the most expensive tools. The goal is just to make money with the tools you have. Let me know if you want me to cover a next topic. We've already talked about something last episode. Now we've covered the work tools. There's plenty more ways to save money without, sacrificing quality. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. See y'all on the next one.